Hello. Hello. Yeah. How are you?
Good, good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing really good.
Yeah, maybe I can introduce myself first.
Yes.
Right. I am a software developer and I've been in this industry for 6 plus years now. I've worked both in product teams as well as infra teams. And the tech stack that I typically work with is Java and React. And lately I've also started working a little bit on Golang as well. So yeah, that's
Okay.
about
Go on. So finally, a student studying in ITH engineering physics branch. So I've been doing IT as a part of my hobby, and then like the previous 2 years, I've been doing front end and back end and learning the bridge of both languages and like languages like TS and other tools help in web development. So yeah, I've done some internships on SDE. Previously, I've been a part of AESC for 2 months as an internship. There, I primarily worked on an automation software. Basically, it's a hiring automation software which uses AI to automate the entire process. And I was a front end developer, but yeah, I do have some basic knowledge and some basic experience in backend, especially in Python and Node. So I think those might help me today. Thank you.
right, right. Yeah. So Nihar, then maybe I'll quickly tell you about how the interview will to go, right? So this is a 1 hour
Yes.
interview, and
Okay.
we will be focusing on problem solving, communication, articulation, learnability, and data structures and algorithms, right?
Good. Good.
Okay. Uh, okay. 1 second. Okay. Let's begin. So Nihar, why don't we talk a little bit about some of the projects that you've done in your college, right? And
Okay.
talk to me
So
the business about the business use case, the tech stack that you used, and any challenges that you faced.
okay. Like I've worked mostly in colleges. We work on first websites only, so there isn't much backend involved in such basic pages. But I've done some backend work, especially for Milan. We had to do a lot of backend work. What Milan is basically a fest which basically enter hostel sports, and we had to make a real-time website which could accurately update the times, like scores and all of the matches that are going on according to the schedule. So the primary objective was to use an RBAC kind of system where only admins are able to access the backend like backend portal and update all the scores. So we had to implement a system where only IITH users can log into the web page and only specified users can log into the admin portal to update and maintain scores. And also the other we also wanted to schedule the live event such that whenever the event is going on 15 minutes before, you will get a Gmail regarding a reminder of all the liked events or some kind of events. But we had an issue where we were not able to use Google Calendar for more than 100 users without permission. So then we had to make the entire code again, rewrite some part of it again to maintain, a development kind of a production ready based website, and then we had to make a demo to Google to showcase how everything is going on. That was one of the issues we had. Other than that, we used basic Linux server to host the front end and also the back end. We used MongoDB for the database and basic Redux for just storing and getting the queries faster and some like I think those were the main things we used. As for the front end, we just used basic React itself, not anything Byte or anything like that. And there was another hackathon that I did as a part of a team, and my part was to do the front end and back end. So that was what I've done in. So basically, it was a background check, and we would get a some amount of data on the person of a company, and what you have to do is you have to verify if all the data is correct or not. So we had to implement a table kind of system. So basically in my SQL, we had to make it. I had to make a database and come up with a database. So I did the entire thing in MySQL. Then I used Python and Fast API and Ubicon basically for the backend to make all the CRUD operations for every single table. Then also we had to use an AI basically to summarize and also make a query for every time a user wants to do something. So if you want to search for users who have a specific kind of background check going on with them, right? So you basically tell the AI, I want this kind of so I want all these users. So what the AI does is basically uses RAG and then another AI query maker to basically generate a query for the backend and then run the query in the backend. So basically using AI, you get all the information you need into the front end web page. So this was implemented for the front end. We used Next.js, and for the backend, MySQL plus Fast Python basically. So these two are really good in backend. And the other thing was my internship.
Yeah,
I did
no,
not do
that's
much.
okay, Niyar. We don't want to cover everything you've done, just couple of projects that you want to do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned you use MySQL and you mentioned you use sorry, not the MongoDB as well, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, can you tell me a little bit about what are the differences between MySQL and MongoDB?
Okay, so basically, MySQL uses a tabular data structure. So what happens when you add a new column into a table such as MySQL is that all the entries that are in the table will get an extra column. So basically, if I have a row which contains only name and salary for an employee, then you want to add an average salary, so you have to add it to every employee, even though it's not really needed. But MongoDB follows a document kind of structure where one entry of the table can get a new kind of column. So I can add a new row, sorry, new column basically named average salary for that particular entry, but it is not required that it follows the same schema for every single entry in the database. So I think that would be one of the major differences between MongoDB and MySQL.
Okay. And any particular reason you chose MongoDB for the keeping track of scores and then you use SQL
Okay,
for
so
the other
one
project?
thing that we wanted to do was make the website fast to build. So basically, we had much less time in building the software than we would have wanted to. And in such a time, we were unable to clearly choose what all data we needed to store efficiently. So we had to talk with a lot of people to ask them what all they need and get the information to get be stored on the backend. So we were sure that we were going to add more and more columns, and if we were to use an SQL, we had to every time clear the entire database and do it all over again. And we could not ask that to the larger community and expect responses very fast. So we had to choose a database which could basically evolve while we are building it, and then when we are finalized and got everything ready, then we can basically get all the data we want from the older database and move it to the new one, and just get rid of it. So that was just a way for us to cover the time we lost and also save the data and also other garbage information that is in it.
Right. But even still, if you are not sure of the schema yet, uh,
Yeah.
even if you're not sure of the schema yet, it is possible, right? That when you add new columns or new data points that you want, you will have to
Yeah.
backfill it for the existing data as well.
Yeah. I mean, it was also a matter of team preference as well. We could have even used MySQL. It wouldn't have been an issue. I mean, most of my teammates were also preferring MongoDB as they lent it first in our college, so it was first taught, and we were more proficient with MongoDB at that time as well. But for other projects, I chose the MySQL over MongoDB because of the indexing and all the faster queries that we were required. In our project for Milan, the database was not as good, and the concurrent users were not more than 100 at a single time. So even without optimizations and also other indexing and other query things, we were able to get it in like 0.1 seconds, which was fast enough for us at that time. So MongoDB was much easier and faster choice for us to implement, and we chose that.
Right. But let's say if I'm using MongoDB and I want to do some fast queries, if I want to add indexes, can I not do that in MongoDB?
Yes, yes, you can do that, but I haven't really done that. But I haven't explored it very well, so I cannot really tell you. But I
Right.
have
No, but
done
you
some.
said, yeah, no, but you mentioned that you use MySQL for the other product because you could use indexes there.
Yeah, that is true. Like I cannot really, like I did not really do it in Milan. That's what I was going to say. Like what I meant to say, to be honest. So we did not use indexing or any kind of optimizations in the Milan project for on MongoDB, but we were able to get good enough results that we did not need to optimize it any further.
Got it, got it. Okay. And this Milan website, right? How or
Yeah.
where did you host it?
Uh, on the front end, we used Nginx, and we basically did a tmux on the for the back end. So both of them are saved
On
in the same server. Yeah,
front end, you use Linux. How?
Nginx.
Oh, Nginx, sorry, my bad. Okay.
Nginx for the front end, and we used tmux on for the back end.
No, yeah, no,
Basically,
that's
a different.
okay. But I'm asking, like, once the website, the backend front end is ready, where did you deploy it? Where did you host it?
It was on a server actually. It was on a Linux server. But what happens is we can request our college for a server, and they
Okay.
provide a basic server, and we can deploy on that for 2 to 3 months, and then after we are done with the project, we can give it back to the college. So we requested our college for a Linux server, and not any cloud thing because of our college doesn't allow it. To be honest, we are not allowed to spend money for AWS without proper documentation and all. So it's easier for us to get a server locally.
Got it, got it. Okay. Okay, cool. And can you also tell me, so you remember, like, what's the difference between JavaScript and React?
Uh, I'm sorry. Did you ask the difference between JavaScript and React?
Yes.
Okay, so JavaScript is a language and React would be a framework. So React is built on JavaScript, to be honest, and it's a kind of a library with all the some more modifications, which makes the front end website a lot more easier to handle. So basically, JavaScript in nature basically directly changes values in the DOM itself. So every time you make a small change in the DOM, you have to re-render the entire DOM. But React has a different kind of structure where it uses a virtual DOM for all the changes that were made, and after like every so seconds or after a time t, it does a comparison of differences between both the real DOM and the virtual DOM, and it only connects and chases the node which have been changed. So it is more efficient to use React as well, and other things like linking and also navigation becomes way easier using React because it prefetches. You can prefetch the website and make it load faster as well. So there are also custom states and custom hooks and life cycles that happen in React, which would be useful for a developer to basically control how the code is going on, which cannot. I mean, you can use life cycles and other function closures and such things in even JS as well, but it would be less readable and more harder for a Java developer to use. So I think in some ways React is an extension of JavaScript for front-end developers.
Got it, got it. Makes sense. Okay, so let's move on. Uh, yeah. So, Nihar, on your screen, you must be seeing a problem, right? Why don't you go
Yeah,
through that
you are
problem?
an architect.
Yeah, go
You
through
have
the
been from.
problem, understand it. If
Yeah.
you have any questions, ask me, and then we can do this.
Okay. But there are different because how much maximum water can a dam hold? Okay, so this is a holding maximum water, right? I think we can use 2 pointers from the left and the right, and basically check the amount of water. And if this is more, we move this to the right, and sorry, the we take 2 pointers left and right. Both
Hmm.
left one starts at the zeroth element and right one starts at the lastest element, and we try. We basically take the lowest one and the distance between them, and calculate a triangle. Sorry, rectangle for the maximum amount of water these 2 pointers can hold. Now we have a maximum
No, no.
water.
Why? Sorry. Why two pointers and like, can you explain your logic? How you're coming up with this?
Yeah, so the question asked us to find the maximum amount of water that these can hold, like the array can hold, right?
Hmm.
And we are not to change the ordering of the elements itself. So what
Hmm.
we have to do is find the maximum area between any 2 points, like
Right.
any 2 points. Yeah,
Hmm.
sorry.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah. So we have to find the maximum area that is held between 2 pointers. So what we are doing is trying to see if the maximum width and the maximum width has a rectangle of x. So what we do is we come from the out and we move inward. So if the pointer to the right is more than the pointer to the left, we move the left pointer and see the rectangle is more or not. And we do that in such a way that the maximum height is always used currently, and the lower height one always moves to inward, to be precise. Am I clear, or do I have to make it more?
Yeah. Actually, why? So why don't you write some pseudocode and then we can go
Okay.
through it.
Okay. So input is given as do I have to write in JavaScript or anything
No,
else?
no. You are free to choose any language.
So yeah, we got an input array.
Hmm.
And yeah, we had to find the in max. What do we say? Max area, right? Hmm. So hmm, hmm,
No, no, Neha, just write the pseudocode.
okay. So yeah, basically we need a width of w equal to r minus l. Mm, current area is like width times maximum of input of input of L, right? Input of L, comma input of R. So this is finding the maximum area, sorry, current area, and max area is again max of this. Now, if input of L is less than input of R, then we do left plus plus, sorry, L plus plus, or else R minus minus. Yeah, I think should probably work. Yeah, is this fine or you think I have to do something?
Yeah, why don't we take the first example input and walk through the solution?
Okay, intel equal to 0 or equal to, sorry. Hmm. Oh, sorry. Vector int, right? Bits. Hmm. Yeah, actually should. I think this is with the input.
Yeah, I think the brackets are incorrect.
I'm sorry, I did not hear you.
I think the brackets are incorrect.
Yeah, I think flavor brackets would be right. Right. Hmm. Why did it not output anything? Return max area. Oh, sorry. I think we have to print it out, not return. Print, right? Was it out? Oh, give it 0. So W is equal to R minus L. Shooter. Hmm, 1 7. It should be 1 and L equal to 0 or equal to input dot size minus 1 and width equal to input of L and input of R. This is correct. Why is this returning 0? Is this the same for this? How can it be 0? Is width 0? Width could never be 0. R minus L.
Neha, do you mind adjusting your camera a little bit? I'm not able to see.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry for that.
no problem.
Okay, so now it's working. So I made a mistake over here actually. I put a comma instead of a semicolon. I think it should work now. Yes.
Okay. Uh, what is the time and space complexity of this approach?
Okay, the time and space complexity of this. So the time complexity is basically we are doing not a breadth first search. What is the time complexity? We are doing a single loop and we are coming from left and also the right. Again, space complexity is again a constant over here because we are not adding any new dynamic variables into the mix every time. So we have a current area, max area, and width L and R. So constant space time. And every sweep, we are either moving from the left or to the right. And so, in the worst case possible, we are exploring all the available. From the left and the right, we are coming to the middle to get the maximum area. So it would be a
Mhm.
off in time complexity. So linear time complexity.
Okay. Let's maybe try another example. So let's say this is four. Okay, let's run this also. Right. Okay. Okay, cool. Then maybe let's move on to the next problem.
Yes. Okay. Maybe we can use a set on this. Am I allowed to use a set?
Yeah, you're allowed to
So
use
my
it.
initial
Mhm.
Okay, so my initial direction would be to uh, actually make another substring, sorry, string called result. And what I would do is I would go from the left to the right. So I would use a single pointer, and
Mhm.
I would take the current character x and store it in a set. If the set already contains this element, then I got my final answer. But if the set doesn't contain this element, then I'm adding a new character into the set. So I would increase I would reshape the string to add this element and then also into the set. So basically, it would include z, x, y. Then again, when z comes, it's already in the set. So z, y, x should be the final string output, and length of that output is 3. So since this is only asking for length, I don't even have to use my string, to be honest. Only a single set would be enough.
Okay. No, can you walk me through your
So
solution once more?
okay, so yeah, let me have take a set over here. So this is a set. Currently, it's empty. So I would use a loop to go through the string. So for string s, I would go through every character. So initially, I get the z character. I see if I can do set dot find or set dot contains this character s of I. Let's just say. So if this is equal to s dot n, or if the set is not in the uh, if the element is not in the set, then I can add it to my string. So what I do is result plus plus. So initially result is 0. So the final string that I'm going to output has a length of 0 initially. So for
Mhm.
every element that is not in my set, I do set result plus plus, and it will increase the number of elements in the resulting string. And if I do find the element, then I do an else and I do a break. So basically, it is breaking the entire chain now, and I can just return the result. I think this would be a good naive approach for starters.
So what you're doing is you're creating a set or iterating over the input string.
Basically, a
A,
kind of a hash map. Even I can even use a frequency. To be honest, the frequency of 26 equal to 0 would also work fine instead of a set.
okay, so what you're doing is okay, adding elements from the string to the set. If it is already there in the
Hmm.
set, you break and then return.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can even do this bool of frequency 26 equal to false, and now I can assign like I can assign every time I do this, right? I can assign bool of s of I minus a equal to true, and if I see if this is true or not. Sorry, why did I write so frequency? So, and if I see if frequency of s of I equal to minus a is equals to true, then this is already in my final result. So then I can break it over here because they asked the contiguous sequence of characters.
Okay, so then let's take an example maybe. Let's say your input string is let's say right, this is your input string for example. Now can you walk through your solution and tell me what will be your output?
So AB would be my output. Find the longest substring without duplicate characters. Okay, so answer should be BXYV, not AB. Oh,
Right.
okay, okay.
You
So
understand the problem now, right?
this might be yeah, this might be a sliding window and not a hash map kind of thing. I got you. Can you give me like 5 minutes? I'll think of a good solution and I'll come back.
Sure.
So the first pointer would be here, and okay. I think a general sliding window with two pointers is enough. So if I see a new character, I move the rightmost pointer more to the right. So I keep adding values, and if I see a character which I've already previously seen, I move the left character, and I keep a global window which has a maximum length of the substring. These both pointers have seen. So r minus l plus 1 is the uh, like the length of the maximum substring every step, and I do it till O of n. Sorry, I do it till the nth element and see if my maximum would be the maximum. So what in this case it would do is first, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I mean this is what I think. I think I do have to refine it. So L would be at A and R would be at A. So since this element is not in my current hash map or current kind of set, I move my right pointer L equal to N, R equal to B. So now again, since this is not previously seen, I move my right pointer again. R equal to, this is a second B, that is VC. So A B B. So and the length is 2 over here, sir, actually. So L width is like B B A. So 3 elements.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've previously seen the B over here. So what I do is I move my right pointer to B as well. So here, and again I'm moving another step because I've already seen B. So L is now at the second index, and R is also at the second index. Now we move the right pointer because only one b is in the system. So r equal to x, then y is b. So finally, after like 3 4 steps, we would be at l equal to b and r equal to b. So and r minus l plus 1 would be the width.
Okay. Okay. Why don't you go ahead and implement this?
Okay. Hmm. Maximum frequency L and R both are zero. Now I just implement probably a for loop, which not the while loop. Hmm. If R is not in this, so first case would be R is not in this. So frequency of S of R minus A is not equal to 1. Uh, then we do so What I'm trying to do is, if my frequency is not equal to one, right,
Mm-hmm.
then my element is not in the set. So I'm making it as one and then incrementing length and updating the maximum.
But frequency could be more than one also, right?
Like we don't want it to go more than one, right? We are not incrementing it or decrementing it anywhere. So I'm just assigning it as a zero or a one, or basically I'm using it as a bool or a hash table lookup basically. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, it's easier for me to use this way instead of a string or any other way because I can clearly assign values very fast in this. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and when my element is already present, what I'm doing is while the element, after that is also present, I'm removing the element from the frequency map and I'm incrementing L plus plus. So my final job would be to again decrease or update the final width of the sliding window that we currently have. So I'm just thinking if I have to keep it inside the while loop or it's better if I keep it outside the while loop. So once that is done, I think we'll be able to run this. I have to do some other error corrections as well. Mm, 94 this is not- uh, Result was not declared in the scope. Max length where okay. So this entire thing is in C while loop. Invalid user member while r is less than length s dot length string s. What's wrong? Did you forget the? Okay, sorry. Edit as a comparison of an integer. Okay, I should just use this then. R is equal to 0. R is less than s dot length comma r plus plus. That I don't have to do this. And, yeah. So for ABB, what it does is A R mm, R is less than s dot length. Mm, Frequency of 26 it matches to 0. So second while loop is the only issue that I think I have right now. Just have to reread the while loop properly. Would this even what's what? This should again make another where we are comparing R and L because one is in int and one is in S dot length, right? Yeah. Well, R may be uninitialized in this function. Maybe just initialize to 0. Oh, any subscript may be of type R. Hmm. Hmm. Say equal to both of my
Hello? Hello? Nihar, can you hear me?
hello, hello.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
audible.
yeah, you're audible.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I lost.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. First condition would be an if condition where I would check if element S is in this or not current element. Uh, hmm. Character. Uh, S of I would be a character and then minus A would be an integer, right? So int of
Mm-hmm.
AX is this. So I basically get index of the current element and if what I can do is if R is in the window, R is in sliding window, I just have to use a while loop to get all the left elements out, right? So while mm, frequency of IDX is equal to like is greater than 0, then what I do is L plus plus. So I increment the left pointer to move to the right, and if it is not in the element, then I would just add a frequency of IDX equal to 1, right? So maybe I should decrement it because you are incrementing over here. Hmm. Then I can calculate the max length equal to max of max length, comma r minus l plus 1. Maybe I should remove the comments. While r is less than n. So what will this do? So it starts from 0 0. So we are at a currently.
Mm-hmm.
So the index is 0. Frequency of 0 is 0. So we are not moving left. Frequency of IDX is 1. So we are making 1 in the element. We are incrementing the max length. So what we are not doing is incrementing r. So r plus plus over here. Hmm. Yeah, I think that should work. Why am I still getting this? Okay, wait, let me just do this in So it timed out. R is less than length. Hmm. So it timed out. So
Hmm.
I'm doing something wrong in my while loop.
So let's do one thing.
Hmm.
Just take this example and try run through your solution. Maybe you'll figure out what's the problem. Just do an
Okay, got it.
iteration, yeah, manually.
Got it. So we'll do a diagram of this ABB.
Yeah.
It's, so yeah, initially while R is less than N, we are doing this IDX equal to S of R minus A. So like I said previously, currently we are at A, and it has an index of 0. S of R, yeah, index of 0, and while frequency of IDX. So currently we are checking if the element A 0. Sorry, frequency of 0 is in the required slot or not. So if it is, what we are going to do is yeah, sorry, I forgot to, yeah, frequency of IDX is equal to 0. Should be 0. No, 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 no. There shouldn't be no L. So current frequency of IDX would be 0. So this case we won't tackle it right now because this is a new first element. So frequency of IDX. So A we made it 1. Then we updated the max to be 1 minus 1 plus 1, which is 2. So A, and yeah, A is inside now. Uh, mm,
Okay, so you have got the index, we have R and L. Then you have, okay, so you are iterating over the array if frequency of index is greater than 0.
hmm. And L plus plus. Now we add the element, then we update and move the right pointer. So maybe I have to move the right pointer to get the proper approximation of the length. Yeah, is the answer 5? Oh, maybe I don't do this. But why wouldn't I do this? Okay, let me try this once. If it's giving a proper answer or not. If it's giving, then I think should give 3. Okay, yeah, thank you. So
Uh,
yeah, let me explain this code. So we are starting from 0 0. Right now L is in 0, but it's not pointing to any element because the right pointer hasn't. It should always be more than left as we assume it. So currently R is standing at the previous one A, and what we are doing is we are incrementing the right pointer every time we don't see another one. So this whole while block will only work whenever the element currently we are looking at is already in the frequency 26 array. So
mhm.
since A is not in that currently, we'll move on. So what we do is we put assign A equal to 1 in our frequency map. Then we are going to move R to B, and then since R equal to 1 and L equal to 0, R minus L would be the only current element that we have is A in the final string. So in the final output we have A. Now we move to R plus plus. So we are now at B, and B minus A is 1, right? So we are at index 1 of the string. So
Mhm.
even now we won't hit the while block because B is not here, and we'll move to this, and we'll move to the next B. So final would be AB,
Right.
but now we came over here. So this block will hit since frequency
Uh,
of B is greater than 0.
yeah, I understood that, Nihar. So in this example, A, B, B, X, Y, V, what do you think should be the answer?
BXYV is complex. Sorry, it would be 4.
B, X, Y, V, right? Correct. Now, Uh, just explain me this portion, lines 15 to 18. So here you're saying,
Yeah, what?
index is basically whatever you have at the rth position, and while the frequency of that index is greater than zero, you are uh,
Moving my left
basically
pointer to the right.
moving your left pointer, but you're
Yeah, and
not
also removing all
moving.
the elements from left. So what is happening right
So,
now is,
okay, so you have L and you have R, right?
yeah,
And index is pointing to the element at R. This is R,
yeah, yeah,
right? And so your condition is while frequency of R is greater than zero, but you're
hmm,
moving your left pointer,
yeah.
right? So this is not changing,
Yeah, that is not changing because
right?
we have already seen all the cases from 1 to R, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if R is element, Rth element is already repeating from one of these cases, since we
Mm-hmm.
already calculated the max length for all these R elements, it's no use to, move the R again and check for more possible cases because we know that there is a limiting value over here. So what we are doing is we are coming to the limiting value and then we are moving the right. So instead of, let's just say I have an A, B, C, A and D, E, F, I saw. So A, B, C, A is the initial string. While L is 0, R moves to fourth A because there is no repetition of characters. So we have
Mm-hmm.
calculated the maximum substring from A to A to be 4. Now, if you are
Mm-hmm.
going to find more, then what we have to do is we have to move the left pointer to this A because we don't want to see move the element to B when there is no repeating element. And we are moving the right pointer next to see if there is a possible case where more than 5 substring would be possible. Like 4 length substring would be possible. So
Okay.
we are coming again to the repeating element and we are seeing if the remove element that we came to through the left is removed or not. Yeah. So do you want me to try this?
I don't. Yeah, I just ran this. Yeah. Okay, fine. I think, Nihar, we are almost at time. That brings us to the end of the interview. If you have any questions for me regarding software development or anything about the industry, please let me.
Yeah. So one question I really wanted to ask was what all are the projects?
Yeah, Nihar, sorry to interrupt you, but I am not sure what project or company you'll be working with closely, right? So I will not be able
Okay.
to help you with what you'll be working on.
Like
But
even if it's not specified about the project, but basic like what all tools we will use and what all development.
again, I wouldn't know.
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
That
that's
will only get to, yeah. Cool.
yeah. I
Okay, cool.
think that's all for me.
Yeah, no problem. Cool. Thank you so much for your time, Nihar. You hope you have a good day. Bye bye.
Yeah, really thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah,
Thank you for the
of
questions.
course, no problem. Yeah,
Have a great day.
yeah, you too.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.